Viewing the Amazon Basics, what is it called? A tripod. It's a tripod. It's a tripod. So, first of all, we need to understand what this tripod is meant for. It's meant for things to be stood on. So therefore, you could put on here your camera, and then you just can adjust the camera angle. So there are tripods out there which can adjust the camera angle very smoothly. This is kind of in the middle. I mean, it doesn't have like the smooth video head you're sometimes used to, but it's okay, I guess. And then you can also, there's also a quick release plate attached to it, and you can also adjust the angle here. So this means you can actually put your camera at an incline. So this comes in handy whenever so of course you have then to rotate the camera, and therefore you just can also put your camera at an angle. But of course you can also put your camera at an angle with this version, so this is basically a double function. But the thing is, often the camera tripod doesn't stand very, isn't already balanced, therefore you can't just balance the ground imbalance basically. So the next thing is that it has like extensions, and this is, by the way, not only the Amazon Basics tripod, but it also comes in other brandings, like here it's called the Store 6.1, but this is basically the same tripod you can get at all these different companies, I guess. So it's very long, I guess, so it's very big, even though it could be a little bit bigger if you record yourself while standing. For me, because I'm pretty tall, the thing is, it doesn't really work that well, because let's face it, I am sitting, and if I do stand, which I am not doing right now, which I could do, then it's just a little bit too small, I guess. So now, what you also have is this thing where you actually can attach weights to it. So if you are if you are basically on the go and you're recording something, or you're in nature and trying to shoot an image, this comes in very handy, because very often you have a backpack, and then you can just take the backpack and just attach it, and then it's much more stable. Because, disclaimer, since this is so light, I think it's made out of aluminium, since this is so light, it's not the most stable thing in existence. Of course, the heavier the tripod, the more stable the tripod also is. But the thing is, it also has a grip. So as you can see, I just can take it on the grip, and it also, you can theoretically use it as a monopod, so using as with only one arm. This is basically the only tripod I ever had. I didn't even buy it myself. It was a present by someone close, and they actually bought it at a flea market, so therefore it was only like a few euros. And also, if you buy it new, it's all like 15 bucks or 20 bucks. So is it the best tripod ever? I think it's not, and I also searched already for the best tripod ever, but the thing is, I just already had this one, and this was so cheap, and if I sold it off, I mean, it's not that I use a tripod this often, but whenever I had to use a tripod, I just had one, and it is very light. Therefore, I mean, I also used tripods that were very heavy in the past, and they were far better, and sometimes they also had like a video head where you can actually put the video camera on there and then do like camera movement things. But the thing is, the tripod just was very heavy, and this is not very heavy because you just can't attach your rucksack to it, or your backpack, or some additional weights. Therefore, I think it is a very nice solution if you just want a quick video tripod, but you have to be, I mean, it has, if you are taller, so I'm like 182 in centimeters, and this is just too small for me for recording myself, maybe a little bit from above, since this usually is a better position, I guess. And I mean, for recording yourself, it's maybe not the best, but for using it as a tripod, just in general, I mean, it's a pretty decent solution, and it's better to not have a tripod at all, because you are like, yeah, but I don't want to invest like 100 bucks in a very expensive tripod. I also am realizing right now that using portrait mode when recording actually things where I also have things that I want to show off to the camera is not the most ideal thing, but I mean, I just realized there is an additional knob I've never used, and also you can screw this. Oh yeah, I forgot something. So the thing is, of course you can extend the legs, but with most of these you can also just extend. So this is basically what this screw is for. So if you unleash it, then you can use this one, and then you can add some additional height. Of course, this here sits in here, so it's only a certain limited length, but you get some additional length. So it probably sums up at like a bigger height than I was thinking about, but you can just look up the dimensions on the site where you actually purchase these things. I just wanted to review one of these basic Amazon tripods, because I have used it for years for shooting many pictures, and also using it basically as my main tripod, together with the other heavier one I mentioned, but that wasn't mine. I just lended it whenever. It's not lended, it's also not rented, but I just used it and had the opportunity to use this other one. But for myself, I mean, also if you're moving, for example, and you don't want to carry like heavy camera equipment, this is just something that comes in very handy. And that's the end. So it's a very nice tripod for the money, I guess.